Hi, I'm Dr. Pickle with the Colorado Center for Podiatric Sports Medicine. Pickleball, one of the fastest growing sports in the country. Despite its popularity, there are challenges involved with it as far as injuries, especially of the foot and ankle. Some of the more common foot and ankle injuries involved with pickleball include sprained ankles, plantar fasciitis, tendonitis, and blisters. Sprained ankles are very common, and as with most sprained ankles, after the injury, you treat it with rest, ice, compression, and some elevation. It may take a couple weeks to get better. It may take 10 to 12 weeks to get better, depending on the severity of it. Plantar fasciitis or heel pain is another common one that I see at the clinic. It's an overuse injury where the plantar fascia or the thick ligament on the bottom of the foot gets stretched, or it even tears over time, and you get this heel pain that occurs when you first get out of bed in the morning, or if you sit down for a while and get up to walk. Shoes alone will not fix your plantar fasciitis. You need to add things like ice, an anti-inflammatory, and a good arch support. A good arch support is what's going to make this pain go away. Blisters are another common injury, especially at the beginning of each season or when you first start to play. You get friction in your shoe from moisture, which leads to the skin separating and getting a blister. These can be very painful and debilitating depending on where they occur at. Sometimes they're on the back of the heel or on a toe or on the ball of your foot. Typically you want to try to drain those just by sticking a sterile needle in them and getting the fluid out, but you do not want to remove the skin. You want to leave that intact, and then supplement that with an antibiotic ointment and a Band-Aid, or they have second skin products that you can buy at a pharmacy. And lastly, tendonitis, which is a pretty broad statement. You can get Achilles tendonitis, you can get tendonitis on the inside of the ankle, the outside of the foot and ankle. Again, that's more of an overuse injury. You're going to need medical attention to that, but until you can get that, you should ice, take an anti-inflammatory, stay in good shoes. The takeaway with avoidance of injuries is you need good court shoes. Regular running shoes, tennis shoes don't work that well, but a good court shoe will prevent a lot of injuries. And then lastly, listen to your body. If something hurts, that means there's something wrong. You shouldn't try to play through it. Seek medical attention if needed, so you don't have a long delay in your ability to play, and you can get back to the court sooner rather than later. If you have foot and ankle pain that isn't getting better, please call us at 720-600-3380, and we can discuss your treatment options and get you back to your activities.